Well, my name's Sarah.
Oh, my name's Claire.
Okay, I'm Alex.
I'm Rebecca.
Okay, I'm Craig. And I'm Nick. Okay.
I'm Alan.
And I'm Steve.
I'm Lynn. I'm Caroline. And we met 3 years ago. 3 years ago this weekend.
Yeah.
We met 6 years ago
Probably. About that, yeah.
At Games Workshop in Leamington Spa. And you rescued me from the geeks.
Yes, I did. You were about to be,
Eaten alive by a swarm of geeks.
And we met through Coventry City Council's LGBT employee network, which I'm the co-chair with a wonderful person called Sarah Crawley.
And yeah, we met in London.
We did.
And a rather bizarre. Went to a cafe, a little cafe I know around there on the edge of Tottenham Court Road. And when I walked in, I noticed there was a girl that looked really pissed off. She was sitting on the other table. She was wearing sunglasses, couldn't see her, she wasn't moving, she was wearing all black. She looked just really annoyed.
And we've been together
14 years this year, yeah.
Yeah.
14 years this year. I was making my way to Crazy Daisies,
which was a nightclub.
which is a nightclub along the A45 on the road from Rugby to Coventry. And it's a Saturday night in February sometime.
So it was their one gay night of the week.
I'm talking. And
It's a bit weird actually, in all fairness, because I've known Luke as a network member just before Christmas of 2010 for about 3 months when I think he moved up from Dorset. So I kind of noticed him throughout the table when I was chairing. The occasional glance wasn't missed out on me. I did pick up on that.
She was. I was living in London at the time and I was down visiting a friend. And I saw Lynn standing by the pillar looking like she really didn't want to be there. So we got on very well and I was very enthusiastic, possibly because of the whiskey.
Yeah, because I said to her, oh, have you got a gaydar girls catch? She went, no, but I do have an email and a phone number and you can have them.
I'm very subtle. Very.
Yeah.
I was in London. I was meeting a date. Basically, she was late. She was stuck on a tube. And they were just getting the last bit of the sunlight, hence the sunglasses. And I knew if I got up to go inside to get a drink, I would lose my spot at the table. So I was probably a little pissed off about that.
Yeah.
and so I started talking to Steve and I offered to buy you a drink, didn't I?
And I said, I was very new to the dating game, don't forget. I just said, no thank you, I've already got one. It wasn't any sort of witty comeback. I just happened to have already got a drink.
yeah. We did see each other on and off.
It wasn't really seeing each other, was it? It was kind of like I'd randomly spot you in Leamington and then we'd go get a beer and then I'd go away again.
And hopeless at pool.
It wasn't that bad. But no.
Oh, I'm really good at pool, I am. Really.
I was trying to impress you, it didn't work.
And then you tried to claim that you
were so butch. I was
Is that what struck you first? No, we went to the park and I was cold and she gave me her jumper.
I was freezing.
I was absolutely freezing.
That's very chivalrous.
It is.
I was so cold.
Yeah, you coming on the train for the first time on your own, all the way to Rugby. And that was a moment, wasn't it, out of a movie?
Oh,
Just
you're
as-
waiting on the platform.
Just as the steam from the train was pulling away.
It wasn't that long ago.
That was diesel.
But we got back to Coventry and we wound up being homeless for like 2-3 weeks.
No, it wasn't.
It was.
It was about a month and a half.
Yeah. But it wasn't like
Yeah.
street homeless or anything like that. But we wound up in like hospital.
It was street homeless. We were considered street homeless.
But then I got my job at Phones for You, didn't I?
No, because oh yeah, you did. But
I got my job then, and we got a place that was like half the size of this room, and it was meant to look after us both, and we were there for like 6 months.
Yeah, it was a box room, but it did.
So was that through?
Well, no,
Sort of.
technically I began transitioning in the Chase, which was difficult. But it wasn't until I actually started university and I was doing the mental health course. And, it's obviously part of the syllabus.
You learned a lot.
So I learnt a lot about it during that point, and
But no,
politics.
Exactly, but she told us about Sanctuary, and she said about the Warwick Pride website, and from there we met so many good people, and it was through things like that that we got involved in stuff like this.
and we were able to then meet more trans people, and sort of started. And at that point, I realised I wanted to look at my own identity, and started slowly transitioning. Well, I say slowly transitioning. This one took a time with a name change. I was like, I need to do it now. Boom, and I changed my name, and all was good.
Being trans, if you start to move any form of gender identity, if you consider it a sliding scale, you know, the whole notion of sexual orientation kind of turns on its head, really. And
well, I've always thought of being trans though, I'm not like lesbian or gay, I'm just popular. It's all good. That's where I look at it. I don't fall into any category.
Oh, stop it. You're following in my footsteps. I'm the only person that I know of that writes on any question no one asks about sexual orientation. I write my sexual orientation as pleasure.
For us, ever since I don't know, I met Luke and things started to connect, mainly at Maison, I would say, where I'm kind of thinking, well, yeah, you know, this is definitely the guy for me. Everything's just been a matter of time, matter of waiting for things to happen, because, you know, like I said, this is the person I want to spend the rest of my life with, and, you know, everything else will fall into place when it needs to fall into place. And, you know, Luke's there making it happen, and I'm just there kind of saying, yeah, everything will happen.
Brilliant. It's a really nice thing to be able to not have to confine to set ideas of, you know,
Didn't have to be
what you need to wear, or yeah.
We didn't. We both chose to wear suits. We got our suits made in Thailand, and mine was gold with dark blue dragons on it. So I wanted something. I didn't want something traditional. Neither of us are the type of people that are going to wear a big fancy wedding dress, are we? We'd have felt so uncomfortable.
No, because that's the thing. That's the other reason why I guess we are keeping it smaller. Is because I'm the sort of person that happily goes to everyone else's, but that's because I don't want to be the centre of attention. You can't really be in the background at your own wedding, can you?
So yeah, I'll suggest.
You'd have been quite happy with a very small little affair, wouldn't you?
I'd have been quite happy for us to have just gone up to the registry office, paid somebody to be witnesses, and we got married. But that was
unromantic.
I disagreed with the idea of the civil partnership because you don't get equal rights and all the rest of it, and I wanted to wait until it was equal. And she went through some time of being ill, and whilst our parents are supportive of us, you know that both of them would rather we weren't gay.
Yeah.
But needs must, you have to entertain people.
Well, we had to have a party.
Did we?
Oh, definitely.
Friends, lots. Well, the thing is, the actual ceremony itself will be literally a few choice friends.
I don't have much family.
Neither do I really.
No, you have lots of family, none of which speak to you.
Exactly. But it'd be nice to have a few choice friends, and then the actual reception would just be a free-for-all.
And big party. It was about a celebration for us. It was about the day and celebrating with all our friends and family and just having a really big bash and a really good time.
Yeah, it's quite funny really because, you know, the bride and groom went to leave first so everyone else can leave after them, but the staff were actually kicking me out.
She wouldn't leave. Mum had to turn around to me and say, Sarah, I think we're going to go twice because this one wouldn't leave.
My mum said goodbye to me 6 times, but that's because there was a paid bar.
Yeah, that did help.
I know, it was awesome.
Well, like I say, I think for us it's probably 99% of people. It's not just about being tolerant, it's 99% of friends and family for us are actually, you know, over the moon for us. You know, and, you know, even for people like, you know, my little gran down in Weymouth, I mean, you know, she's coming up to nearly 80. And, you know, she's absolutely ecstatic and loves you to bits.
Yeah,
and, you know, so, again, it's not necessarily people you would initially assume to be so positive about it.
I don't think it's made any difference to how we feel about each other at all because we've been together too long.
No, I don't think, no. So what's the point of getting married then?
To feel different.
Yeah.
To know that you're my husband and you're just my partner. Because even though we know inside that it doesn't make any difference to how we feel about each other, there's that knowledge that it's... I've lost my thread.
Too deep, aren't you?
completely lost my thread there. I had a really good point to make there. I've forgotten what it was. Can you remember what it was?
I think I can see us getting married. I can see us. I really ideally like the being about 70, holding each other's hands, tottering down Blackpool Pier.
If it's still there.
Exactly, but wondering whatever's down there, some sort of pier, just in really bad.
Eastbourne.
Yeah.
But yeah, we want to be somewhere settled. I don't know that we'll live in Coventry forever.
Yeah.
She wants to live by the sea. So Brighton was mooted yesterday, wasn't it?
Brighton was music. What cliche would that be, moving to Brighton?
I know.
I'm not
She
sure I
could
can
do it.
You can move to Weston-super-Mare. What's the marriage
I can
again?
imagine our plans for the future would be very dysfunctional.
I can see us. To be honest, I can see us getting.
I will definitely be the nagging wife.
Yeah, I can see that.
But yeah, you know, we certainly know we want a house together and to live together forever. But again, it's with the house, you know. You'll be up sort of in one of the spare bedrooms having your shrine room, and I'll be in the garden so that I can just do my gardening. So yeah.
But we've talked about travelling. We've talked about emigrating.
Yeah.
To Australia or somewhere
I'd
else?
like to go to
America?
Australia. She'd like to go to Montreal.
Yeah.
So that might become another long distance relationship.
I'm not very good in hot weather. Don't really like the heat. I don't think I cope with Australia brilliantly well.
I think we've discussed running a B&B, but we can't afford to buy a B&B to run it, so
I think the only set plan is to stay together.
absolutely. And to keep having dogs.
Keep having dogs.
Like this one.